doom, I rose with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
Listen, you already know what it is. It's Flight Sports TV. Shout out to everybody that's rocking with us. Listen, we got some serious news to discuss. We will be holding a serious ball family discussion tonight involving Lonzo, Lamelo, Liangelo, LeVar. We ain't gonna hold no punches. We're gonna touch on a lot of tough topics. There's a lot of things that's brewing with everyone. It's almost like, where do we start? Before we get started, like I said, man, shout out to everybody. Salute to y'all. Appreciate you hitting the like button. New subscribers, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you. I'm here live. I got my man All Access with me, Dex. What's the deal, man? We live. We back with the people. Let's touch bases.
Yes, sir. First of all, let's get to this properly, Flight. Let's not cheat the people or hold anything back. Shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine, the voice of the voiceless, the people's champ, the hottest in the streets. Shout out to the panel as it reaches its premium peak. Shout out to the chat and all of its cacophony spewing out of the cracks and crevices of Flight Sports Block. And big ups to everyone pulling up to Flight Sports, whether in the beginning, in the middle, or towards the end. You're definitely appreciated and you won't be taken for granted. But it's also incumbent on us here at Flight Sports TV to give you what you need, and what you need we're willing to give. First of all, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience. And like I said, it's up to us to give you the Flight Sports TV experience like none other. And Flight, can I just humbly thank you, Flight, for inviting me onto your platform and integrating me into the stream. It's a privilege, it's an honor, and thank you for being the voice of the voiceless to give those who might be a little shaky and expressing themselves and espousing the ideas and concepts in their heads to have a platform and a focal point to be able to use this apparatus and be the mechanism of truth and disparity against falsehood. Salute to you, Flight.
Yes, most definitely. Salute to you, Dex. Salute to everybody that that supports the channel, man. We got a lot of different discussions and topics to break down. Tonight it will be like no other. You know how we do. Where do we even start here, man? Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see Thunder. Green screen. Shout out to Dex. It's so crazy. We just received breaking news out of the San Antonio Spurs. De'Aaron Fox is out for the season. The Spurs star will undergo left pinky surgery this Tuesday. So that's breaking out of San Antonio. Before we get started on the ball family discussion briefly, what's your thoughts on that breaking news situation that just came out, literally, like now?
Well, Flight, that's devastating because they already lost the face of the franchise, Wimby, uh, to blood clots for the season. And now they traded for a star from uh, Sacramento, and it looks like they're going to be paired together for the foreseen future. And San Antonio once again get robbed of an excellent basketball player who's able to be very productive and efficacious out there on the court. So I had my battles with Darion Fox with the Lonzo connection, but outside of that, we know Darion Fox has been an all-star. He's been in the playoffs. He had led Sacramento despite the trade with Tyrese Halliburton into the postseason, and he just happened to run up against the hegemony of sovereignty at the time, Golden State Warriors, where they faltered. But nevertheless, down at the Riverwalk, it's just a travesty right now. We already know what's going on with Popovich, and then Wembanyama, the 19-year-old phenom, and now Darion Fox, who is a seasoned vet, who is looking to turn the curve down there in San Antonio to resurge and resurface that organization as it is a legacy championship franchise as well. Of like,
Yes, let's see what happens. I did think that possibly they was going to make the playoffs this year. We obviously, that's looking out is over with. Also Popovich, what's up with him? Is his over? Is he ever going to coach these guys?
well, yeah, I think it's over. I mean, when you have that kind of hemorrhage in your head, Popovich have been a military stringent, and that had carried over, especially during the Robinson and Tim Duncan years, where the disciplinarian Popovich was very sensational and had gave Phil Jackson a career rivalry down there at the Riverwalk. And it's just a shame that that kind of coach like Popovich and what was the coach from Indiana, Bob Knight, and Mike Krzyzewski, all these military brats that had successful programs in coaching young men up to men or boys to men. By him being out of the league, I just think that it is only fair for him and his family to spend these last soft days with Popovich, and he shouldn't have to worry about trying to push X's and O's to get an execution to win a quarter, to win a game, and to have a winning season. Like,
Yes. I want to get into the Ball family real quick. Obviously, shout out to LeVar Ball, continuing to conduct business, after dealing with a procedure of that manner. Shout out to LeVar Ball continuing to be a model of consistency, just exuberating, just a confident spirit, pushing that forward. A lot of people will close up shop in a situation like that. You still got LeVar Ball promoting new Big Baller Brand products that you all can purchase at bigballerbrandinc.com. Nothing has changed, ladies and gentlemen. You will have new products out, new merchandise. The site and everything is going is just going. The rims. I mean, we're gonna be going on for days. We'll be discussing Big Baller Brand. So, anybody that's been paying attention to what's happening with LeVar Ball, make no mistake. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. LeVar Ball will continue to push Big Baller Brand, no matter what the hell is going on, no matter what the optics look like. I believe LeVar Ball is about to break some crazy shit, and we're gonna be all spinning like, what in the hell is going on? I thought they thought he was finished. That I'm telling you, that's what they think. But LeVar Ball, don't be surprised if we wake up tomorrow or next week, next month, some crazy shit that went on that we ain't never seen coming. and that's to LeVar Ball. What's your thoughts? Because we're gonna get into Liangelo real quick. Jello got a lot of things percolating with Miss Nikki Baby. Also, Jello got a lot of things going on with Glorilla. His single came out today, the second single. We're gonna see how that goes. But quickly, also, whatever you want to do with LeVar Ball, Dex. What's your thoughts on LeVar Ball? After going through that procedure, still, pushing Big Baller Brand to the fullest, still conducting business, promoting. You would have thought he'd be on bed rest, Dex. What's your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I'm not surprised because the Big Baller himself, even when Tina had her medical emergency, he remained steadfast and tenacious into continuing to build the brand and to keep the brand as a focal point for a legacy aspect. As he have a grandbaby, now he has 3 grandbabies. So the fight must continue to pass down Big Baller Brand to the grandchildren, right? So when he had his leg amputated, which I come to find out that it was overdue.
Mm.
Even when I used to see him in person, I noticed that he had a tender walk. I just thought it because he was bow-legged. Never knew that he had issues with his leg. And Liangelo kind of spilled the beans a little bit by sharing how difficult it was for him to walk up the stairs. So I know that he had this little wobble and tender walk. But like I said, I decided because he was a big man and he was bow-legged. So that was basically overdue. You know what I'm saying? And luckily, someone convinced him enough to go ahead and get it done instantaneously, as emergency, because it was starting to rotten up his leg, and it could have went all the way through his bloodstream and poisoned him and gave him a heart attack or a stroke, and he wouldn't even be here. So to have the leg amputated, it still allowed LeVar Ball himself to still be active. And the reaction that he got from
it was his foot. It was his foot as well.
his foot, his lower extremities, he got an overwhelming saturation of support for it.
Yeah.
A lot of letters, a lot of emails, a lot of social media response and condolence to the amputation. And by LeVar being such a spirited individual, it didn't allow people to be sad. He didn't want nobody to look at him as a charity case. You feel me? Because he has been bold, he has been bodacious, and he has been brash in a lot of the things that he had forecast for his boys. So he didn't spill on them sympathy. He told them they got to be 10 times as tough skinned due to the fact that they are biracial. And so they have to be able to get out there and play like some of the dark skinned brothers who's out there getting it how they live. You feel me? Because if they didn't have that kind of spirit, then they probably be overtaken, even though they were skillful and talented. So when you get to a certain level, as LeVar was teaching his boys, it's about mindset now, because everybody's good. It's how you separate yourself from the basket. You know what I'm saying? How do you separate yourself from the bunch? And so by him being able to be high spirited during the amputation, that just shows you how fulfilling this man's life has been. And it's definitely a success story. And he doesn't want anyone to feel any kind of sadness or depression, because he has been in the public eye. And by him being in the public eye, he is very controversial. But at the same time, Flight, he is a pillar of strength, especially for his boys. He has always been that pillar of strength to push his boys over the top, to have them compete with the best of them in that realm of basketball, Flight.
Okay.
Yes. I know everybody got an opinion on this. Shout out to, listen, Uncle Vern, the legendary. Legendary Uncle Vern is in the house. Let's talk LeVar Ball. What's your thoughts on this situation? We talking about how LeVar has pushed through. Give us your thoughts.
Man, thanks, right? Hey, what's going on, Dex? Hey, how
Yes,
everybody doing?
sir. How you
Hey,
doing?
hey, Dex, you said it just right. You said the boys out there fighting against the dark skinned people out there, huh? Boy, up there. Hey,
I'm
Mello,
just telling
hey,
you how you
hey,
told
hey,
me.
hey,
You know.
hey, Dex, it ain't no fight, be stop it, man. It ain't no fight, man. I'm just saying, it ain't the complexion. This is the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Mello on a different level. He talking about different things. You understand me? It ain't no complexion. It's about the conversation, Dex. The complexion
Yeah,
always don't pull.
it's
The
not so much
complexion always
complexion,
don't pull a
but
pump. Tell
it's
you that
about
conversation.
perception. Yes.
Yeah, perception. There you go. Pump tell you. That's it. Conversation brings about perception. Pump tell you. Yeah, yeah, hey Jack, but yeah, I ain't fly. Everything is good. I'm sorry to hear about LeVar. You understand me? But that's life. We go through those kind of things and our changes. Flight that moves us and that's carries us on. Us God, I so called God fearing people. You understand me?
Yeah. What's your thoughts on the way LeVar Ball continues to promote Big Baller Brand? He just, advertised 2 new shirts. We all know new product is on the line. You could buy various amounts of merchandise, rims for your cars. I mean, apparel. The list goes on. Soap, food. Come on, the whole 9 yards. What's your thoughts on LeVar Ball continuing even after the procedure? He's the man is still working like he has nothing. What's
Right.
your thoughts on? Talk to us.
Man. He still got something. But man, he got a future, man. He got a future in his family. He presented it that way. He prepared for it in God's will and God's understanding. He prepared for it to be that way, understand me? And all is good, man. He ain't lost nothing, bro. He ain't lost nothing. Fight none at all. Matter of fact, he gained more than if he could ever lose. You understand me? But that's the part I get, Flight. And then I also get this part too. He's a very successful young man. And you want to be successful as you grow on, regardless of the things that you know what I'm saying. Even like with what's the name? In the Bible when they took everything from him. But then God gave him right back.
Joe. You
You
talking about
understand me?
Joe?
That's how it is. Yeah. And that's how it is, you understand me? So that's like that like I said, that kind of thing gonna go on. But what we want to do is be positive. Not negative, but positive. And that man got a positive aspect in life, Flight. I'm telling you. I love it. And that's it. And this family's successful, Flight, and that's it. And they're gonna continue to be successful. And continue to be.
Shout
Yep.
out to Marvin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Flight. I want to send a shout out to man, Kid Austin. A shout out to his father too, boy. Flight. I'm gonna tell you, we going through things in this life, Flight, and especially in our flight in life. Just like you in your flight in life, we got to go through things in our flight. But the main
Yes.
thing is the main change, Flight.
What's the deal, Mar?
Excuse me, guys. First, I want to say this. First of all, am I speaking to the main man of the main thing? And I want to make sure you guys can hear me. First of all, can
Go
you
ahead,
hear me?
Marvin. I hear you.
Much love, my brothers. Much love. How you guys doing, man?
It's
Man,
all
good,
good.
man.
Wow.
How you
Doing
doing?
good, Marvin. Doing good. How you doing, bro?
Hey, man. It's tough for an old man like myself, Dex. When I get big, I'm gonna be just like you.
Oh, I see.
I told you. When I grow up, hey, Flight, when I grow up, I want to be just like Dex. You
I did
understand
too.
me?
Hey,
Yes,
Marvin.
sir.
You passed me
Marvin, I ain't
already.
gonna cut you
I'm
off, but
trying to
I
catch up to
did
you.
too. Did that,
Yes,
Dex?
sir.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm trying
man.
to catch up to
When
y'all,
we
man. I'm trying to catch
when
up
we
to
grow
y'all.
up, guys, when
You
we
gotta be
grow
you
up,
gotta
we
be
go.
humble out here, man. You gotta be humble.
Yeah, we got to be humble. We got to say, hey, Flight, good to hear
The
from you,
last the
Flight. Hey,
last thing
man.
we need is Dexter start popping his collar. Because
Right,
Yeah,
right.
man. Check him out. Check him out. Hold up, Flight. How many times did you get a chance to see a guy who just went through a tragic situation have such a background behind him right after the tragic situation, which means he must have had at least 5 homes somewhere.
Yeah.
No, that's a
Like
green.
I
This a
told you.
green screen, Marvin. This a green screen.
Well, I know that, Dex. I'm trying to give you some. What the hell?
Yeah, but I
Okay,
mean,
maybe we
y'all want
talk.
to be
We'll
funny,
talk
huh?
behind the scenes. We'll talk behind the scenes. Hey, man, good to hear from you guys, man.
Hey, Dex, I know that's the screen because I seen that piano many times in that same living room. I didn't get
Yeah,
it right
yeah,
where you did. Hey, Dex, look here. Hey, Dex, I ain't stupid. I've seen
right,
your living room. I've seen where you sitting there.
right,
Hey,
exactly.
I'm not. I was impressed with that one.
I done
Especially,
showed my crib a couple of times, though.
I know
But
that.
yeah, oh yeah, and I mean, hey, hold up now. There ain't no shame in this game now. You know, if he want
Right,
to put it
yeah,
down like that, he can
yeah,
get it done. You understand me?
right,
But
yeah,
hey, Uncle
yeah.
Vern, Uncle
True
Vern,
story.
hold on, excuse me, guys. One second. I want to address Mr. Uncle Vern. Well, I'll be 45, motherfuckers. Hey, brother, how you doing, man?
Who you talking
Oh,
about?
I
Me?
lost. Yes, sir. Yes, I am.
Oh, hey, Marvin, I'm good. I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? Like I be telling Jackson, everybody here in flight too. You know, God is good. Like you just got through saying, everything. You know, we go through it.
Yeah, man. You know,
But
I,
I've
I didn't
overcome it.
want to tell. I didn't want to tell Dex about his background because I don't know if you guys see mines. Well, that's me. That ain't no fake ass background on my blanket, but no, you know, man, I tell you, God truly is good. You know, yeah, you know, all I mean, seriously, guys, all the stuff that I went through, and to be able to hear, to be able to conversate with you guys, truly is a true blessing, man. And I mean
Yes.
that from the bottom of my heart, man.
Yo,
And
listen.
Fly, I want you to know, Fly, how important you have been in my journey here, man. Because when I was struggling hard, and you know, me and Dex talked about it. When I was going through things, I mean, you kept me afloat, man. You really did, man. And, here I am today, man. You know, I'll be 22 next year. You understand me? Y'all see that? I'll be
What,
22.
Stop lying.
Marvin? Why do you think he got uh the the um the moniker as voice of the voiceless?
Yes,
That's a
sir. And that's been
serious.
true.
That's a
That's
serious
been
thing.
true. That's true. That's been true since day one. It's like, if I can address you 1 second, if you remember the first day I came on your platform, me and Coffee had it out. Do you? I think you deleted that whole damn night because of us.
I may. If it gets too reckless, I got, I got to take it off there. Because the last thing
Like,
I need is coffee. Coffee taking it to the next level. Coffee
we
don't.
went too hard,
Uh,
too hard.
dr-
But I mean, every second of it has been a enjoyment and me. And like I said, me and Dex, you know, touch base with each other periodically. So, and he sent me a little link, and I told him, dude, anytime that I'm free and I can get loose, I'm going to be on it with you guys.
yes.
Now, I mean, just to be honest, I still know my sports, but I ain't had no time, guys. I just haven't had time, you know, being down here doing the things that I'm doing. I just really hadn't had no time. So, but I'm still very, you know, I love listening to you
Well,
guys. You know, Dix, you know, I heard, you know, I've been looking at, I hadn't even had a chance to tell Dix about the Lakers. You know, they got somebody over there. Dix probably think they're getting over the hump. Now, Nick, Dix, don't you say a damn word. Don't say nothing because I want opinion from everybody else about your team because you bias, and that's forever. So,
what I will say is we'll talk about the Lakers real quick. We are about to discuss Liangelo Ball because he does have a crazy situation going on with Miss Nikki Baby. His name is all in tabloids. We ain't gonna pull no punches with the people tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna discuss the tough topics. You understand?
yeah.
It is what it is. It's Flight Sports TV. Now back to the Los Angeles Lakers. Now the Lakers are over. Now they shocked the hell out of me. I will say is I thought they was going to be tanking this year. I thought this was a joke. They have completely shocked the holy hell out of me, and all I could do is pay the utmost homage. LeBron James, when got hurt though, that hurts. They went and got Luca. Nobody's seen that shit coming from a block away.
Oh, God.
And Luca still ain't really get active yet. He ain't get in Dallas mode yet. That's what I'm saying. He just recovering from an injury. We ain't seen Luca yet. I think it was one game that we seen Luca have a game. I think it was against Denver, if I'm not mistaken, where it was a Luca-esque kind of performance. We ain't seen Luca really yet. So just hang in there. I think the Lakers is a contender. You got Reeves. We're gonna be going on for days. Reeves is a player. Period. They happy they didn't trade his ass. They seen something in him. Because they hold on to him. So give him credit. The Lakers made good moves, and LeBron to me seemed like he's giving a little bit more effort, than when AD was there. LeBron turning it on a little bit more, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Go ahead. Go ahead. What you think, Dex?
Well, yeah,
you know what?
I mean, you made a lot. Dex,
Go
before
ahead,
you
man.
go, just let me say this a little bit, guys. You know what, man? Now, from the statements I just heard from Flight, and me not being so in tune with it as much, and I just heard Luca and I heard AD. I want to ask Dex a question. I want to ask you this, Dex. Are you more comfortable without AD with Luca? Do you feel you got a better chance? And I want to answer God true.
Yeah, I definitely feel we got a better chance because I kind of really thought AD, even though he was a monstrosity out there demonstrating his powers at the five position, but when you start complaining, that means that you're not focusing on your duty of detail, and that means you're going to slack from here on out. So that gave me a misgiving towards AD because he was worried about the Lakers going to ever get a five or not. And so he could slack just to show the Lakers that they need a five, and he is not the five. Where Luca comes in, he's coming in with a fierce mentality because somebody gave up on him. And Luca felt that he was high mighty in D-Town. And after buying a $13 million mansion, they end up trading his European ass over to a organization in their conference. Where do you get that at? A five-time first All NBA at 25 years old, you get traded interconference. I mean, that shows you that. Yeah, that shows you that they feel that you stink. You know what I'm
That's truly
saying?
an organization. That's truly an organizational decision.
The
Continue.
motherfucker should have
Yeah,
got
that's it.
sent out east.
Right, that's an organizational error. So if Nico Harris was a mastermind behind this, which I doubt, he just the front guy, the fall guy, then that was idiotic. That was idiotic and probably the worst GM move since Dale Dimps with his New Orleans Pelicans not
Dex,
taking the Lakers.
hey,
Go
hey,
ahead.
hey, Dex, hey, Dex, I want to cut you out real fast, but I want to catch you right. You didn't miss what you just said. That statement you just made, because you just put it on Nico. I mean, who owned the Dallas Mavericks? Don't do Cuban still own the Mavericks?
He owned a percentage. He owned a percentage. Yeah, he still owned a percentage.
I
He
mean,
don't be all up in the videos no more.
you really think that Nico would have made that move without their permission?
But
Man, they
that's what
was
I just
all
said. I said they trying to say Nico was responsible, but we know Nico don't have the power to make that
I
decision.
know. I
They're
apologize.
gonna fire his ass next week anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a Dell Demp situation.
He's the fall guy.
Of course,
Right.
they didn't want to pay
Okay,
Luca.
but Dex, you benefit from it, correct?
That's why I said that
You benefit from it
Luka
because you do the
Doncic.
job.
Listen to me, guys. Luka Doncic is coming with a vengeful mentality. As soon as he get his legs and his heart and his body calibrated properly, it's going to be ugly because LeBron James trusts Luka. LeBron James have always wanted to play with Luka. You follow me? So now LeBron James gets his wish. So since LeBron James gets his wish, LeBron, would you move off the ball so you can be dominant from that point of attack? And LeBron say, Ole, I definitely will. And now look at LeBron. He's playing like out of worldly. He's playing like he is Superman. He's playing like he is Clark Kent out of the phone booth. And it's unreal at this age that LeBron James showed this superiority in his athletic prowess.
Hey,
So
Dex,
listen, even I'm surprised.
I got a
So
question.
final question
Hold
to
on,
Dex.
but Barbara, let me ask Dex this, so he ain't gonna take no but a second. He real smart. Hey, Dex, do you believe in that? What everybody was saying, LeBron didn't know nothing about the trade.
I'm going by what he said. There's no way I can.
Hey,
I mean,
whoa.
no, listen, hold on. No, there ain't no Dex nothing. I'm going by what LeBron say out of his mouth. What is me? Who am I to speculate? I wasn't in the meeting room. LeBron said he didn't know anything about it. AD believed he didn't know anything about it. Rob Pelinka said it was a conversation between him and Nico Harrison, and Nico Harrison was the initiator. It didn't come from the Lakers. The call came from Dallas.
Okay.
So it's a possibility. You think Rich Paul gonna sit by and let that slide under the rug? Come on, man. Rich Paul would have been out there on Front Street talking about this is wrong. We need to, it would have been crazy.
My point is this: do you think Rich Paul would have never told LeBron about, or give him a heads up about that?
Hell no, he ain't gonna never tell LeBron about it. He gonna tell LeBron everything. Because LeBron is arguably the GOAT of the NBA. So there's no way Rich Paul gonna hold any information. Have you ever seen that movie Heat? Remember in Heat, Robert De Niro had that one guy.
He was doing with Robert Banks. Yeah.
Right. He had that one guy that gave him the information. You know what I'm saying? He gave him the information, whether it was good or bad, and it was up to Robert De Niro to make a decision on how he want to move. But he never withheld anything.
Okay, so I have one final question for Dex. And if you don't mind,
the chat.
I'm sorry? Oh, I
was trying to find the chat.
The question I have for you is this, Dex. As intense of a Laker fan you've always been, you feel you got the perfect squad.
I ain't saying nothing about no perfect squad. Stop putting words in my mouth. I never said that.
Okay, are you ready for a championship?
I know we don't have the perfect squad.
I asked you a different.
You don't have to have a perfect squad to win a championship.
Do you have the team to win a championship?
I'm more of a hopeful than a skeptic, I tell you that.
What do you think you're missing?
We're missing a center, as we always been missing.
Because you gave him up, right? Right?
AD didn't want to be center. AD was complaining about being center.
He was your center. You know he was your center.
No, AD is a power forward, but he can play center. But he's really a power forward.
Was he the Lakers center?
Yes, on paper he was a Lakers center. He's a forward.
That's all I ask. So obviously you're looking for a center.
So this is a cross-examination then.
Yes, it is. No, man, I'm serious. I'm proud of you guys. I mean, I think it's a great thing that you get a chance to be let so high and then let down again.
Well, I don't understand what you mean by that. I mean, the Lakers haven't won every championship that's ever been played out for mankind. We have lost in the championship, we have lost in the Western Conference Finals, and we have lost in the playoffs. So
I'm just jabbing at him. I'm just jabbing at him because I know you got Lakers pajamas.
Hey, Barbara, do you see the Lakers winning sometime soon? Barbara.
Well, I hadn't been paying much attention seriously, but I mean, with the team that they expressing to me with Luka Doncic, I know they're missing a center. I didn't even got to look at the team.
Listen,
in the long run, they're gonna need it.
Luka Doncic is not the be all to end all for the Los Angeles Lakers to get over the hump. He's just a vital piece. He's a vital piece, and he is a trustworthy piece because we've seen him do it in detail. So we know Luka can run a show, and we know Luka can manage an operation and be successful at it. But now that he's a Laker, the expectation is a little different. And we want to know, as Laker faithfuls, can he do it under the bright lights of Tinseltown? That's the key.
So it's not on LeBron anymore?
The Dallas Mavericks lights may be bright, but they're dim compared to what's going on Sunset Boulevard.
Wait a minute now. Wait. Are you telling me that LeBron is not in the spotlight anymore? It's all on Luka?
Yeah, LeBron already delivered. LeBron delivered already. It was early. It was early in the season, but he delivered already.
Okay. All right, I understand.
Okay, listen. Why do you think when Anthony Davis first came back to LA, they had a documentary for him? They wasn't mad at Anthony Davis. The Laker fans wasn't mad at Anthony Davis. Sometimes we were disappointed because we didn't win when we thought we could have won, based on Anthony Davis' lackadaisical performance. But now the Lakers really appreciate Anthony Davis after looking at what Jokic is doing to everybody. It wasn't just Anthony Davis. We were just focused on Anthony Davis because he was a Laker. But now we see Jokic outside of Anthony Davis being a Laker, and he's destroying everybody. So now we like, wow, maybe it was a little too hard on Anthony Davis when it came to the Denver Nuggets.
Playing center when we shouldn't have been playing center.
I mean,
Yes.
you know what? I am very proud of you, Dex, because you speak in logic. You know, you're not just going on hope. And you're being real, you know. I mean, I guess you didn't got older in the last 37 years.
That's a good one, Marvin. I like that. I like that. You see, I'm speaking logic. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you know, at first, you know, it's all about, I don't give a damn. It's the Lakers. We gonna do it.
well, that's always hopeful thinking. Like I said,
Hey, Jake, what I did another thing that clarified all that is the fact that Davis behalf is the fact that he already got a championship.
Yeah,
He
and
got
that
it.
makes
Anthony Davis got a championship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anthony Davis got a championship in his first year as a Laker.
Yeah,
So, you know,
cool, man.
I know people put an asterisk by that championship, but that still was a champion had to be crowned that season. And it just so happened to be the Lakers.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, man. Hey, man, you know what? I tell you, hey, I miss these conversations.
Another thing too, that the second what you were saying too, that makes sense because of the fact that LeBron really ain't got nothing to prove. All he got to prove that he can play with anybody, and if he can't play with Luka, shit, he can't play with nobody.
Well, a lot of people say, hold on, wait a minute. A lot of people say you can't play with Luka, remember? Because he's a ball hog, remember?
I mean, Hayes. I mean, if the shoe fit, wear it. I mean, if LeBron comfortable with wearing that kind of shoe, he's. Matter of fact, LeBron said, you repeat back to what he say all the time, what Dex did, what he says. LeBron, I like Luka. I like him. I like his game.
I'd like to ask both of y'all because I haven't been watching. How is the chemistry with the two, LeBron and Luka?
So far, so good. How many games they won in a row again before they?
Eight. They had won 8 in a row before Boston took them down.
Yeah, all right. I mean,
They won 8 in a row, and now they lost 2 in a row. LeBron got hurt in the Boston game, so when they played Brooklyn, it was kind of expected that would be a more tighter game than the odd makers because the Lakers were used to having LeBron and Luka as the head of the chemistry. And now you minus LeBron, you minus Rui Hachimura, and you minus Jackson Hayes. That's just a little too much out of the Lakers starting 5 to try to be a pesky Brooklyn team up in Brooklyn.
Yeah, and injuries are a part of the game, so you have to deal with that. You know, I mean, you know, and their current record right now, Dex?
I don't know exactly what it is, but they got a very decent record. In these 2 losses, they fell from 2 to 4, so they're still in the Goldilocks zone. So there's no harm, no foul. To have 3/5 of your starting lineup out and you still in the Goldilocks zone in position to host a first round playoff series, that is magnificent coaching from the Lakers coaching staff. Shout out to JJ Redick.
And shout out to that. I'll give you those props. But looking further down the line, who is your nemesis in the West? Who do you think you're gonna have problems with?
Denver is always Denver. It's Denver.
Okay, so
Denver has been our Achilles heel for the last 2 seasons. Denver robbed us.
I'm sorry.
Denver robbed us by sweeping us in the Western Conference Finals for our 18th championship. We would have had 18 before the Boston Celtics if we didn't have to face Denver in that Western Conference Finals game. Because we would have beat Miami, no doubt. Miami didn't have nothing for the Lakers that season. We just couldn't get past Denver. Denver been our Achilles heel for 2 years straight.
So and you including this year, so it's 3 now, correct?
Well, we haven't played them in the playoffs yet, so we don't know. Now with Luka, I think the Lakers are a little more confident in playing Denver than when they had D'Angelo Russell and Malik Beasley and them guys.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, man, I know the topic ain't necessarily Lakers today, but it sure seems like it is.
Well, when you talk about the Lakers, it's just like any other the mainstream media or old media. It's a lingering conversation because it's so complex and perplex. There's many layers that you can peel and have good cognitive content or
Yeah,
cogent
and
content.
you're right. You're right. That's the Laker fans. I'm joking
So
with you. Hey,
okay, okay. Let's. I don't know if Flight is still here to host, but Flight, you still here, bro? Maybe not.
no, he didn't step down. He didn't step down.
Oh, wait, hold on. Somebody else is trying to. Oh no, I thought somebody else was trying to get up in here. But I was trying to get to the chat. Do you guys see anything in the chat that's worth bringing up right now before we move on?
Yeah,
Because I can't get the chat. I
I
don't know
had
why
been
I can't get
moving
the chat.
around. I had been moving around, so I wasn't even looking at
Or
my screen.
salute to everybody in the chat. I see everybody talking about LA. Not I don't see LA beating OKC. We're gonna get to LA. I want to get to Liangelo Ball next. There's a lot of things percolating with Jello. There was some outlandish statements made that I really believe is just not true. You know, where you have Miss Nikki Baby. We all know breakups suck. Um, and it's just been crazy just to watch. It's just because it's all over the news. So you can't act like you haven't seen it or witnessed it. What's your thoughts on all this stuff coming out with Jello involving his family?
Hey,
Um,
Flight, let me go with that first, if you don't mind.
what's your especially with the family that he comes from? What's your thoughts?
Hey, Flight, you remember back in the day when Lonzo had his little girl, and everything,
Yeah, I remember.
came out real fast and said, say he was a deadbeat dad and all this whole crazy stuff. You understand me? I mean, you don't remember that, do you?
I remember some stuff. With the
Okay,
first girl from the
Lonzo
infamous
had his
stuff.
first daughter, his oldest daughter. His girlfriend came out and said that Lonzo's dead and all the other stuff. That's a lot of stuff be hearsay, to be news. And it's all good and dandy for a minute, you understand me? But to a certain extent, there be reasons behind it. And you got to understand what the reasons are and everything else. Because with things like that, a lot of people take their parenthood serious. Like we had spoke about, like we all know, even with an example. Just use this person as an example. Kid Austin, he take his parenthood serious. He just had his child right now is 5 months old. He taking it very serious. A lot of people don't, so that brings in problems. They start stuff. Now this is Liangelo. He starts stuff to a certain extent. Now he starts stuff, but people start stuff around that situation. The woman can't be too much mad about it because her child gonna be taken care of because she's a very rich and very influential person, and her family is. So it goes with that, what I'm saying, the internet and all this other stuff, trying to get views and clicks and everything else. That goes along with the program. Like ever since what's the name, Lonzo's first baby mama was talking about his only baby mama was talking about he was a deadbeat dad. Now all of a sudden you don't hear about him being no deadbeat dad anymore. I don't know what Liangelo's woman is saying, but you gotta look at the character. Go back and check her character. I mean, that's what it is. Like you gotta do your homework out here in life because you don't do your homework, you wind up voting for a bum in office. He fuck around, mess around, take everything you got. Because you thought he was going to give you everything. Well, took everything, fool. I mean, that's what it is. Like, don't be stupid. Right, Dex?
Yeah, you're making a point there, Uncle Vern, because you have experience. You know what I'm saying? And you done probably came across plenty of women in your life, and at the same time, some good, some bad. You know what I'm saying? And you able to differentiate right now. But with D'Angelo, it's a little different because he's playing the game from a different perspective. Despite his father, I mean, he have a very studious father when it comes to relationship. You see how LeVar Ball explained his plan for having three boys and what the three boys outcome will be. He's a very good forecaster, better than some of these meteorologists out here. So he didn't listen. Angelo didn't listen. No, he didn't listen. So now he's caught up in drama because LeVar explained to his boys the kind of women that's out here. And you have to be careful how you choose him.
Right.
He must not have watched one episode of Love and Hip Hop. I'm talking Liangelo, G3, G Honcho. He must not have watched one single episode of Love and Hip Hop. Because if he did, he would have some kind of demarcation of the type of woman that she can potentially be, especially with child.
Right.
Now that Nikki Baby have 2 children, and she's older than Lindsay, so that's called robbing the cradle or being a cougar. So she robbed the cradle with Liangelo because he was tall, handsome, light skinned, and he was athletic. Right? That's an older woman's dream. True? Yes, it is. And I'm a short guy, and I know better than that. So he didn't do his due diligence. There was no rigor research when it came time for Liangelo to decide where he's going to lay his semen. His pull-out game was so fucking weak. This is what you get. You get this kind of turmoil when you got a weak pull-out game. He gave this woman 2 children. Nikki Baby gave Liangelo 2 children. You should have enough respect to bow out gracefully if you choose not to be with that woman. You can't just throw your sperm any and everywhere. That's not how this works. And I know for certain that the big baller himself have shared this with all of his boys.
Hey, Jack.
And hold on a second. And especially with Liangelo, because Liangelo has always been a ladies' guy. Remember, LeVar explained how his boys work according to their psyche. And Liangelo has already been that pretty boy. You feel me? And so this is something that he had to watch out for Liangelo, for women trying to take advantage of his semen. And Liangelo fell by the wayside and got trapped by an older woman with game and hell of a sex game. She was doing to Liangelo that Liangelo never thought a human being could ever be done to. He was so exhilarated from some of the things that Nikki Baby, I mean, look at that name, Nikki Baby. I would be afraid just to try to copulate with her with the name Nikki Baby. Ooh, I know you got fire, and you gonna have me inside out, upside down, in a fetal position. So I don't want that. I want to have my strength. I don't want to be Samson. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want the Samson and Delilah effect. So Liangelo went with his lustful instinct. He wanted to be booed up, and he just didn't want to be booed up with just anybody, because Nikki Baby is not just anybody. Nikki Baby is a very successful woman, independent woman. And so, hey, why not? But what he found out was this. I'm going to tell you what happened. Y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this? Let me tell you what happened. Liangelo found a younger woman who could do the same thing that Nikki Baby can do when the lights are off.
Okay.
And anytime that you have an older woman that turn you inside out and upside down, and you find a younger woman that can do that, I'm out. Bye, sunshine. I'm out. Because it's not about you being the only one that can do this to me. And I want to keep it a secret because I don't want nobody to know I'm henpecked or pussy with. But when a younger woman do it and put me in charge of the relationship and not trying to baby boy me, I'm out. This is where I'm going. And by him being young and kind of allowing the children to be used as a tool of manipulation, that's why it looks bad. Because far too often we have seen black men, especially young black men, run out on their family without an aim and without a purpose. So are we seeing this again? Did Liangelo drop the ball when he put his semen and let it ferment into a embryo, to a fetus, into a living child coming out of the womb of Nikki Baby? In 2025, did he drop the ball when it comes to fatherhood? Do he think he can be a father from a distance with a person with that kind of an attitude, it's going to be very, very difficult. And now, Liangelo's son, if this does not get corrected sooner than later, will eventually suffer to some degree by seeing his parents on opposite ends of the spectrum, moving him, speaking of the son, in opposing directions.
Okay, Dex, good. You good?
Yes.
Okay, good, Dex. Hey, boy, I'm telling you, it was hard for me to hold on. Hey, Dex, I'm gonna tell you something. Look, I can't say the same thing because I ain't got no kids, never had none, even came close to it because of the type of relationships I choose myself to get into. You understand me? These kind of women weren't trying to have no kids. If anything, they were trying to have a lot of things else without kids. But then, it go right back to this right here. I know you had kids. I know you got, a matter of fact, a beautiful daughter, if I'm not mistaken.
I have a child. I don't have kids. I have one child.
Well, boy, I'm telling
I'm a
you,
parent.
you too old to have kids. Well, kids are billy goats. Okay, well, I get that part. I know you too old to have. You have a child. You understand me? And I'm real sure that you're not with your child's mama right now. At this moment, as we speak. So, I mean, so I know you've been through changes. So I can't claim about changes. You know, a man going through the fatherhood and all this other stuff. I know you can speak up on it because you have done it before. You done that, been there, done that, and got awards for it. But it goes right back to this young man right here. He has to be able to a certain extent, be able to make his own decision on how to go about it in life. It ain't always fine and dandy, especially when you got two parties into a situation. But your main thing is to maintain and take care of your and you're part of that situation. And by you sitting up there thinking that he ain't going to succeed in or go along with it, that you done gave up on him already about that situation, like he didn't already abandon, and I don't think so. I mean,
Well, this is a situation when you have someone like a Nikki Baby, right? A riotous type of woman that will flare up.
What kind of type?
Riotous. No, riotous, not righteous. Riotous. You know what I'm saying? She's
right.
a handful to deal with. And
right.
A rambunctious. I'll put it that way.
Hey, Dexter, I'm gonna tell you something. Since you use the comparisons and stuff like that, all right, let's go back to our boy Melo. We want Melo to, ease up and get him a good one right now too. Hopefully everything else we keep praying for him, they're gonna work out and everything gonna work well with that. Maybe with this situation, it might turn out better than a whole lot of thinking people might think it is, as far as people thinking.
Well, see, with Lamelo, he like what somebody has said, Lamelo's a ladies' man too. Yeah. Well, Lamelo,
I mean, right. Keep talking.
Right, Lamelo have grown into his handsomeness, right?
I mean,
whereas Liangelo, according to LeVar, he had always had that kind of a look as a young kid. Lamelo had a funny look as a young kid, right? And we already know what Lonzo looked like as a young kid. So Lamelo and Lonzo, they grew into their handsomeness as a facial structure changed.
I don't agree with that. See, this is why I cut that off.
Well, you need to go look at Lamelo as a kid then.
Understand me, Dex. See, this is why I want to.
And Lonzo. Lonzo had an acne problem.
That point right there you just made. Let me argue that right there before you go any further, because that's when we'll have to talk over each other. That right there growing into something. Only thing you have to grow into is your manhood, your wants and your needs, physically.
I'm addressing a statement that somebody made. Rap God Unloaded that he said Melo also is a ladies' man.
I'll wait.
So I was addressing that, and the reason why he can say that now, and I'm saying that Lamelo grew into his handsomeness because when Lamelo was younger, Lamelo had a kind of a odd look to himself. When Lonzo was younger, he had a very odd look, and he was full of pimples. Right? He had face discoloration. But Liangelo always had that smooth, groomed type of look that you knew that once he got older, he was going to be a very handsome guy in that light skin. You understand what I'm saying? Because everybody light skin is not handsome. You got a lot of strange looking light skinned cats out here too. So LeVar just happened to be fortunate that his genes and Tina genes were strong enough to produce 3 handsome young men that pursuing professional careers. When it came to Liangelo decision making, Liangelo saw Lonzo, right? First of all, he saw his dad. He saw his mom and dad, how they worked out, right? Then he seen Lonzo and Denise. Lonzo ended up having Zoe out of wedlock. And we already know how that situation ended. That was a very bitter situation with Lonzo and Denise. And even LeVar spoke on that, right? So that was a forerunner for Liangelo to kind of chill. But the only person that really did it according to how LeVar suggested to some degree was LaMelo Ball. Because LaMelo Ball, even though he's sowing his royal oats, he's not dropping his seed in some of these women that could be suspect. You understand what I'm saying? LaMelo pullout game is better than all of his brothers, or he demands them to be on birth control. Well, it's one or the other. Whereas Lonzo was reckless with his Peter, having his child at an early age. Liangelo Ball was reckless with his Peter, having two. And then found the nerve not to work through whatever difficulty they was going through, whether she was cheating or whether he was cheating or whether they both were cheating, and say, you know what, for the kids' sake, let's just keep this a business deal. Do not let the kids see you out here being foul, and I won't let the kids out here see me being foul, and we still keep it a buck, but you can do your thing and I can do my thing, and we can respect that. But when you're emotional, you can't see nobody into your girl, or you can't see nobody into your guy, even though this could be a serious business situation, because both of them are millionaires. But no, somebody wants to be the boss. That's obvious. That's why there's respect, because somebody wants to be the boss over the next person. And it looks like to me, not because of my association with LeVar, but it seemed like to me, Nikki, being older, she was probably trying to son Liangelo too many times, and Liangelo wasn't having that.
Well, right. Well, lock down. You want to lock down something. It's like when she was on that show with her with the dude that produced the show that they was on there with the people with that show. He was Lonzo, not Lonzo, but Liangelo was on there with her. I don't know if you've seen it though, but if you go back, you see his record. You'll see that show what they was on, and they was talking about that same thing. Her and that guy was talking about that same thing and how the show turned out and how she's so different now in her relationship with Liangelo, and compared to how she was going through her life then and her relationships with them other guys that was on the shows and all other things that was carried on and everything. And Liangelo got attuned to what was going on with her in her past, and he see that was kind of like strange. Not to a certain thing that he'll sit up there and make a decision, well, I gotta leave this brother alone or anything like that. It comes down to the conclusion of this. You a man and she's a woman. You have desires. Both of you guys got desires for each other. Now one of y'all got a wedding ring on your finger. So therefore you ain't going to take up no opportunity to, because first of all, his father didn't do that. So you're not.
But like I said, you got to remember.
Did he go right back to the same thing again about?
No, stay right. No, don't go. No, hold on. Stay right here. You got to remember, like you said, about his father being an example, right? The tandem, the Valentina being an example. You got to remember that if there was any indiscretion in the Valentina relationship, they kept it out of the eyes of the children. If it was. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't ever hear anything about an indiscretion between them two. But we don't know if it was or if it wasn't. It'll be speculation. And this is what I'm trying to speak about Liangelo. And look how long LeVar and Tia been together, even through medical emergencies. Still together, right? My parents, they never divorced. They separated, never divorced. And they separated and still lived in the same house, but never divorced. You understand what I'm saying? So I never seen my mom and dad go through a situation where it was angst and anger by going through a divorce. I want this. I want the house. I want the car. I want this. I want these kids. I want these kids. I want the boys. I want the girl. See, I didn't never witness nothing like that. So with my relationships, it was always working through the difficulties. Because I always say, I ain't with you to break up with you. That's not me. Okay. You follow what I'm saying? Because my dad, regardless of how funny my mama act, my dad didn't, you know what I'm saying, didn't leave. My mom is the one who felt they need to separate, but she never divorced. Right. She wasn't stupid because she wanted, benefits were still there.
Right.
So what I'm saying is that Liangelo seeing this and having two human beings by this woman, witnessing her. They have baby showers and all the brothers are there and you know the big family and all this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And and that don't matter to you.
What the kid gonna be, what sex the kid gonna be, and everything. I saw that.
So, and then another thing that I didn't use drugs. I didn't pop pills. I didn't drink no syrup. I didn't smoke cigarettes. I didn't smoke weed. I didn't do cocaine. You follow what I'm saying? I didn't shoot heroin. I didn't take angel dust. I didn't do none of that. So I didn't have anything to distract a good decision making for the future of my child and her mom as being as being a distraction to introduce trauma to her.
With that, I look at it like this. You seem like you're a very attractive young man right now. And as soon as you would have been then at that time, you if any had kind of drama you would have had in your life like that pertaining to that is other sexual influences, female sexual influences coming from the outside as far as your relationship. And you can't say that you didn't. You living in California. I mean, come on.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. There was nothing perfect about any of my relationships. But if there was indiscretion, we was able to work it out. You follow what I'm saying? Especially with my daughter's mom. I was able to work it out because let's put our daughter at the focal point. Regardless of me, I'm a human being. I have frailties. You a human being. You have frailties. You might see a guy that you just might want to give him something that night. Dexter ain't going to find out. You follow what I'm saying? I might see a girl that I might want to get something that night.
Right.
Yvette is not going to find out. You understand what I'm saying? And then if they happen to find out, now we got to work through this because we have a child together.
Right, there you go. I got
and then my girl was younger than me. See, my daughter mom is younger than me. She's a year and a half younger than me. Whereas Liangelo girl is several years older than him.
Right.
And experience.
Right.
Liangelo had no experience like that. I can guarantee you. I don't care how many little teeny boppers he's been dealing with. Right. He ain't had no grown woman pussy like that. It's different.
I don't look at it as a girl with pussy.
You got to.
Hey, Jason, I look at it like this. I'm gonna tell you something because I dealt with older women. I always dealt with older women in my life like that because I knew to a certain extent they were stable. And another thing,
but you have no kids though. You have no kids.
Another thing, listen to me, Dex. Understand this. And another thing, they wasn't trying to have no kids. Now,
but this we did. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. It's different.
A female can pull a kid up out of a hat on you if she would have been able to. You did.
Listen, Vern. When you have kids by a woman, right? And this woman is scorned. It's not like a scorned woman. I'm telling you, she's going to jig at you until you punch her in the mouth. You gotta have hella restraint when you're dealing with a woman that is scorned because. Not because of what you did, it's because of what everybody else has did, and now you do it, and you get the brunt of her ratchetness. And you be like, hold on, man, I ain't, don't blame me for everything. You guys this, you niggas that, you all the same, No, hold on. I might have an indiscretion, but it doesn't have anything to do with you. It had everything to do with me and how I was feeling at that time. Me and you was not married. Yes. We together, but we ain't married. We ain't had no, you know what I'm saying? We ain't under no law or no binding law. I can do whatever I want to do because you had an opportunity with your women live and all this feminist type stuff that Nikki Baby be on. You understand what I'm saying? You had the opportunity to choose whether you want to have a child or not. I don't have that opportunity because it's not in my body. Right. My women always go say, my body, my right. Okay, right. You got the right to do what you got to do. And guess what? I got the right to do what I want to do. Child or not.
It don't work like that. It don't. You right. I get your point, Dex. You just made it. It don't work like that in life. In real life, it really don't work like that. Somebody got to take responsibility.
Are you gonna put the responsibility on the 25-year-old?
You ain't gonna
that's still trying to find his way.
You ain't gonna put it on the child.
You can't put it on the child because the child has to be here.
Right.
So who the responsibility to go to? Because these are the conversations that women duck. See, they don't want to hear this type of conversation. They duck this. If you talk like this, oh, you toxic. Oh, that's too much masculinity. That you know what I'm saying? Your chromosomes are exploding. You know, this is what women, educated women will try to throw on you because they try to abandon accountability when it comes to this. You saw Liangelo, he's tall, he's handsome, he got a good talk. Because by him being a rapper, you know he got a good talk game. All rappers got a good talk game. I don't care if you're handsome or not. If you a rapper, you got a good talk game. Because you got to be able to formulate those words, right? And concepts. And you got to put it, and you got to formulate it to verb and subject agreement. And you got to make it so shivery and crafty and clever that people will hang on to your words and start admiring you for what you stand on the mic.
Yep.
See, these are conversations I used to have with my daughter. I taught about pimps. I taught about rappers. A lot of rappers, if they don't get that deal, a lot of them turn pimps.
Yep.
Failed rappers are today's pimps.
Broke
Back in
people.
the day, failed songwriters and failed singers became preachers or pimps.
Yep. And you're right, exactly. Preachers of pimps. I'm telling you, got it right, Dex.
Because they was clever with their words and they was crafty.
And
Those make the best preachers and definitely make the best pimps. Because you got to be very convincing.
right, because to a certain extent, you know, once you agree to it, you get that amen. You get that amen. You get that amen. You got that influence. You understand me? Next, they looking for the torch for the next thing that's coming out of your mouth, regardless of what.
Exactly. And if you can woo a woman, see, most people think it's between the woman's legs. Nah, it's between her ears.
Ears. Yeah. Well,
If you can get a woman between her ears, you got her forever.
biggest pimp in the world, boy. I'm telling you about our boy. What's today? Our president. First, shout out to our president, Jack. Same boy. I'm telling you, number 47.
So this would make Liangelo such an attraction. And now, Nikki baby, listen, Nikki baby, I'm telling you straight up, you got game.
Yeah.
Because if you thought Liangelo was going to be at your bedside for the rest of his life as you get older and that BBL start to look a little different, and he finds out that there's a younger woman that can do maybe exactly or similar to the things you do when the lights are off and y'all are alone, you were sadly mistaken, sweetheart. You ain't finna keep no youngster like that. And it's the same for a man. It's the same for a man. Older men with younger women blow their minds. They blow the young women's mind because they haven't been put in that situation before. Yep. But once a young cat that's fly with swag can say and do some of the things that you can do, and he can be in a bucket while you can be in a fucking Lamborghini. She going with that youngster and that cutlass, man, every time. She might still see you, but you ain't the only one she gonna see. And sooner or later, she gonna be with that youngster.
Hey, Dex, shout out to Travis Hunter. I'm gonna tell you, boy, I wish you was listening today.
What happened?
Man, Dex, Travis Hunter, man, he's finna get the situation. He finna get the situation to me. He finna get married out there in Tennessee. Where those exchange, you know what I'm saying, prenuptial agreements really don't stand too well out there in Tennessee. Boy, I'm telling you, that was well planned, wasn't it?
Yeah. Now, we talked about Liangelo. We talked about LeVar. Now let's move down to Lamelo.
Yeah.
Let's move down to Lamelo. This is what I propose. Lamelo and his girls trying to work things out, right? He's trying to get some understanding. Because I don't think Lamelo want to be that type of dude. Every time he pop up on a misunderstanding, he got a new girl. And the problem is still there.
I mean, what's wrong with that? Yeah.
I think that's a good thing.
Pay her off now?
I think that's a good thing if you're willing to work out some misunderstandings with your mate. I think that's a good thing. A lot of cats be like, you blocked, you fired, I'm done, I'm out. And some women do the same thing. Oh, you a bum, you trash, I'm out.
Hey,
They don't
hey,
work. They don't work it out.
hey, Dex, let me say this right here before you go any further. I'm gonna tell you something. We're gonna talk about the laws in the United States. We're gonna talk about the laws because it's different state by state. You know, Minnesota might say one thing about, you know what I'm saying, adults, not adulterous relationships, but you know, you go into a relationship, you ain't married, you upset, and you all this other stuff, and you set up residence and everything else like that. Just say, for instance, everything go bad. You catch him cheating. You come in and catch him cheating with 5 females in the bed with him. And he tell you to be quiet, shut up, go in the living room while he finna doing what he doing, and then you come back and talk with him later. But then you don't run nothing up in there because of the fact that you just don't run it. There ain't nothing in your name, ain't nothing like that. So what are you gonna do? You've been there 18 months into 18 years. You set up residence. What are you gonna do in that situation? You ain't married that man. That man don't owe you nothing. You ain't got no kids. You ain't got no ring. But you in a gold digger relationship to a certain extent because you thought you was running something. You sit up to this person, you see it out there, they wasn't what you thought they was. Whether it took you 18 years or 18 days to find out. Now you got to up and do something. Do what? Sit up there and go along with the program? Get your ass up out of there because you ain't got nothing coming. By law.
Yeah, that's depending on what state you live in. Because in California, you ain't getting away with that.
Yeah.
You coming out of pocket.
I hear you.
If you've been in a relationship, I think the last time I checked was 5 years, but it could be less than that now.
Yeah.
It was 5 years. It could be 3.5 now. They call it common law marriage.
And some of these now ain't even getting 5 months, that long 5 years.
So in a common law marriage, if you with that person for 3.5 to 5 years, then they become accustomed to that lifestyle. You got to continue to provide that lifestyle if you're in California for that person, male or female.
I hear you.
So this is why in California you get the in and out relationships because they don't want you to have, they don't want to be in no common law situation, nor do they want to be in a situation where you using the address to their residence. Because
Right.
if you use if the person is using the address to their residence, that means they're part of that residence.
Right.
They can actually get renter's insurance or residential insurance and don't even be on the lease, not even on the mortgage or title. So California have a lot of unique relationship laws that if you ain't careful, some of these skillful women or skillful men, con artists, they'll get you.
Yep.
So with Lamelo situation, I think Lamelo situation is good because I don't know how it is in North Carolina what their laws is, but
Yep.
Lamelo will have control because he don't have any children by this lady.
Right.
Regardless if she is a adult film star or not. Because if you can remember, Lamelo, even as a youth, he used to have a lot of sexual innuendos. And LeVar used to always have to check him because look, this is a family show. You gotta be cool, son. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be wilding out there like that. So Lamelo has probably been a freak since a little kid.
What's called
And now he has an opportunity to express his freakiness with an adult film star that is not shameful to allow Lamelo to have pieces on the side.
It's called
it's a
Sonya Wild Oaks, Dex.
Yeah, it's called Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, right? Because Anna Montana, I don't think, I think she might like girls too.
Huh? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, but no.
So she offered young Lamelo a buffet. Even before he was with Anna Montana, look how wild the Charlotte Hornets was when Lamelo came in on his rookie year. Look how much of a cesspool that organization was exhibiting amongst some of the players in that circle. Gordon Hayward wasn't a part of that.
Hey, do you remember
PJ Washington, the Miles Bridges, the Terry Roziers, the LaMelo Balls, the Jaden McDaniels? Come on, man.
What about the Jack Johnsons of the world?
Come on, Jack Johnson. That's before me and you was born.
I still know the story, Dex.
He loved white women.
The story, but
Jack Johnson no white
did
women.
my research on the story, Dex, and it's pertaining to what we're talking about right now.
Jack Johnson was a snow bunny king,
No, boy, that is.
and people didn't like it. But he was knocking out every white man they put up against him.
Hey, let me, okay, what about the Ray Charleses of the world?
Well, Ray Charles was blind.
He was blind, I know that, but he had a feel for everything. He had a feel for one thing.
Yeah, but I mean, can you blame him if you blind? I mean, can you blame Ray Charles? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Let him have his fun. Shit.
Well, I'm telling you, Dex, I kill you everywhere you go. You can't get past me. Dex, we've been doing this for a long time. Before we start,
Yeah, let Ray Charles do his thing. It is what it. I mean, make it do what it do, baby.
We've been doing this for a long time, even before we started jumping the broom.
So the thing. Let's go back to Lamelo. So the thing with Lamelo is that he's in a comfortable relationship where his girl, according to perceptions now, because I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So I'm not Wallace 10K, right? Or 10K Wallace, whatever his name is. So I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But just peeking at it every now and then, you can see that Lamelo running it.
I already know.
It's his way or the highway.
Already know. And you know, I don't even worry about lines. I don't even sorry. I don't even worry about Liangelo. I don't worry about Lamelo. You know who I worry about?
I don't think Liangelo was running it though.
I think he is. I think he's running it very well too. Very well.
Nah, you ain't gonna put two babies in there. You're not gonna put two babies in there. If you're running it, you're not gonna put two babies in there.
He's putting on a better example than maybe Lonzo is, because Lonzo talking about getting married right now. He talking about.
But Lonzo been with his girl for like 4 years now.
4
He's been with Al for like 4 years. I mean, come on. She probably telling you where the ring at.
4-year engagement. Once you get married, that's a 4-month blessing.
Listen, let me share this with you, Uncle Vern. This is something that you know that you didn't mention.
Yeah.
Allie Rose is probably more educated than all of those girls.
I hear you.
And she probably feel her value is worth Lonzo putting the ring on it, right? Because why would you?
It depends.
Vern, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead, Dex. Go ahead.
Allie Rose do not want to be in a situation where the proverbial saying or the old adage that why buy the cow when the milk is free? She don't want to be in that situation.
See, right
so
now,
I'm quite sure Allie Rose is like, come on, Joe, what you gonna do?
Right now, she's in that situation. Right now, she's in that situation.
But that's why Joe talking marriage, though, right?
And then it goes right back to this. She used to be in that situation because her last boyfriend was also an athlete, playing in the NBA, and she was in that situation then. Now she found herself to a certain extent, maybe, hopefully, in a better and comfortable situation where she can spread out and get married and do all that and have kids and everything. Hopefully that be the case. But this is not right. This situation she's in right now is not an unfamiliar situation.
But that's why her experience is probably beckoning Lonzo and putting pressure on Alonzo to put a ring on it, because she don't want to carry on as just a girlfriend. She want a stronger title.
I hear you, Dex. But like I said,
Lonzo looks like he's mature enough that.
Dex, I need you to slow down for a minute because I need you to get this point. Because listen to my point. This goes right back to my point. I think Lamelo doing the right thing. I think Liangelo is doing the right thing by putting those wings on them fingers and making it that much more tighter for them in their situation and with their kids and everything else that goes into this situation. What they stand to lose.
But Liangelo got 2 kids. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He got 2 human beings he got to deal with.
I get that part. He ain't gonna lose it. Hey, one thing about
that's
it,
hard,
he ain't
man.
gonna be no dead, and he got a little money in the bank. He'd be able to deal with them kids on this day.
But it's not about money. It's not about money, man.
No,
I'm telling you.
I'm talking about time.
It's about being present.
Dex, listen to me. I'm not arguing with you. You're not listening to me. I want you to hear me get my point. I want you to let me get my point out. It's not about money or nothing. He got time enough to do everything, and he wants to do with them kids. He don't have to fight to have his money up in his bed.
You speaking from a non-parent perspective, so I understand.
What perspective are you speaking from?
From a parent,
You got your children, child mom in your bed.
no,
Now,
she passed. She's not even living. She died
I
in
apologize,
2003.
Dex. I'm sorry for being ignorant about that. I'm ignorant about that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she dead.
I apologize.
Yeah, she passed.
Yeah, okay. I
But
apologize. I ain't
yeah,
trying to be redundant or nothing like that, stupid or nothing like that. I'm just trying to get to a point. That's the point.
but that's what I'm saying. It's not about. When you start talking memories with your child. Some of the things in the past. It's never about money. It could be about possessions. Like, oh, I remember you got me my first bike. Oh, I remember I wanted that sweater so bad, and mama said no, and you like, you know what?
Dex, I ain't gonna cut you out because I remember. I don't know about the memories because I ain't never did it before. I've seen that. I heard all with the parents with children and stuff like that, with their parents and stuff like that. But I remember listening to our boy Prime, Coach Prime. Well, I'll tell you, Coach Prime. Coach Prime did a whole lot of things, and we talk about fighting to be in your children's life.
And what Coach
Yeah,
Prime say? He didn't give his kids no money.
it ain't even about that. Well, look
That's
what
what I just try to tell you about Jello. It's not about Jello having a big bank account. That's irrelevant.
Dex, I need you to get the point. When I just mentioned that man's name, look what all he had to do with his wife, with both, to a certain extent, with both of his wives. I mean, see, that's the point. Look what he had to go through with that though. Baby mama drama.
Yep.
And he ain't with now one of them now, is there?
Right. And that's what
Man,
Liangelo's going to
whoa, Dex, I need you to slow down for me.
Oh, you must didn't hear Flight early on, right? You didn't hear Flight when he talked about Liangelo baby mama drama.
And what about it?
That's preventable.
It's preventable. How?
Yeah, you don't have to go through that.
How?
How is by choosing the right girl and not putting babies in someone.
Only one I know did that, Dex, right now, only come to my mind right now, only one I know did that is LeVar.
And that is the cogent argument that we made because Liangelo come from a solid foundation.
Dex, let me say this too. Not only LeVar, Denzel Washington.
Yeah, but Denzel, we ain't talking about Denzel Washington or anybody else really. We trying to talk about the Ball brothers. Let's keep it
marriage rightly.
I'm quite sure there's a whole bunch of people that we can list.
I just thought.
But the only reason why Prime could be interjected into this subject is because Prime, on numerous occasions on live TV, have inserted LeVar Ball name as inspirational. So we can include Prime in this situation because he goes on First Take with Stephen A. and Molly Kerm and speak LeVar's name.
I understand that. They never went through they coming up in life wasn't familiar as far as their marriage go. That LeVar never had no marriage problems.
That's what I would Vern. We coming full circle. I said that earlier. That's why I said that Liangelo didn't do his rigor research or investigation because he disavowed the actual premise of his upbringing.
Hey, Jax, remember you started off with that at first, and you remember because you reminded me what LeVar told about what he said about his boys trying to get with these girls and how we know how it's gonna be and how it is like that. It wasn't like that to a certain extent. It wasn't like that in LeVar's days because he chose right.
Yes, it was. It was. No, whoa. You telling me? Listen. You telling me this type of stuff wasn't happening in LeVar days?
It was happening in his days, but he chose.
Of course, it was happening. LeVar was in high school in the 80s. So you telling me in high school?
Hey, Jack, what was the last thing I said? He chose right. It was happening
because he had a plan.
Like Coach Prime days, to a certain extent, evidently, he chose.
Prime is older than LeVar, so of course it happened in LeVar days. Prime is older than LeVar. But what I'm saying is that LeVar had a plan.
It didn't happen to him.
Because he had a plan. That's what I was saying. LeVar has elaborated on numerous occasions. He had a plan. He just didn't go in and just start sticking his dick in women to try to figure out something. He had a plan.
Oh, I got that part.
That's the only
Liangelo
thing that
didn't have that plan, and
he
that's
didn't
where
have
he
no
failed.
plan. He didn't have no plan. He was selfish.
He right.
We call the ace and the spade a spade. Liangelo was very selfish. He
Yeah,
wasn't playing basketball.
yeah,
He didn't have much going on. Nikki Baby is riding in a Rolls Royce.
yeah. The little head
Older
was
woman
thanking.
who
The
likes
little
him.
head was thanking for the big head, or vice versa, whatever.
Nikki Baby was a cover for Liangelo. And she thought that Liangelo was probably going to be that young, handsome guy who struggled to try to get into the league while he producing a bunch of babies. And
Right,
then all of a sudden, it didn't work that way because he come out with the song Tweaker. That's changed everything.
right.
He
And
come
you
out
know
with the
what
song
kills?
Tweaker and becoming.
Dex. You know what kills it though too with that? He didn't have no ring on that finger at the time he did it. Boy, I'll tell you.
That's what I'm saying. So,
No,
so by him
that's
being
what I'm
young,
saying.
and listen, you're coming full circle because I said earlier, by Liangelo being young and experiencing an vintage coochie, when he experienced vintage coochie, this is something he has never experienced before. I can basically guarantee you this. Now he found a young girl that is lesser in status and Nikki Baby, and he's probably doing the same thing or something similar. And he probably weighed it out like, wait a minute. Do I want to be with this older broad that's trying to demand me to do this and be this kind of way and that kind of way? Babysitting all the time. I can't get out and get my thing going on. She's calling my phone, talking about the kids is crying. Baby need milk. Can you run and do this and run and do that? We have seen on the Way Show, Liangelo complained a little bit. Not to the point where he was disgusted, but saying, Zoe, you know my situation, man, with them kids, man. You know how it is, Zoe. I'm barely getting in the street. So you know what I picked out of that?
What's that?
That Nikki is being active and Liangelo wasn't. Nikki, she probably had an interview. She got to push her product. Her parents run clubs, so she got to get the roster straight. So she probably out doing all kind of business, or what we call in the streets motion. She's probably got all kind of motion going on, and Liangelo is becoming Miss Doubtfire.
Hey, Dex. You know she moved
Or
out.
Mr. Mom.
Dex, you know she moved out, right?
Who? Shout out to
moved
Basil.
out. He didn't move out. She moved out. I mean, that's to your point.
She had her own crib. She didn't need to live with Liangelo. She had her own shit. And she lived in Beverly Hills. Liangelo lived in Chino Hills. She lived in Beverly Hills. That's $13 million difference.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. You follow what I'm saying? Chino Hills do not compare nothing to Beverly Hills.
All right. I get you.
Beverly Hills is cream of the crop in America and in the world. That's a cream of the spot zip code, Beverly Hills.
Right. I get you.
Not Chino Hills.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She lived in Beverly Hills. That was her zip code.
Right.
If she stayed with Liangelo because she was digging that youngster. She was trying to keep an eye on that youngster. You can't leave a person like Liangelo alone in no mansion like that he got. Come on, man. She ain't dumb.
Right. I get you. I get your point. I get it. Yeah, I get it, Dex. Well, I'm telling you. It's rough, man, out here, man. All I got to do is tell you, for the females, get a ring on that finger. Ring on the finger, you understand me? That gets you more closer to the prospects. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Nikki Baby has to be foolish to think that a young, energetic, ambitious young man like Liangelo Ball would be around for the long haul if he had other options.
Right. So her thing was to do what? Get a bunch of babies on him, right?
Yeah, lock him in and threaten him. Nigga, you can't leave. You got 18 years with me. Are you crazy?
At least.
I'll put the law on you, fool.
Yeah. At least 18 and 19.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I can imagine what he was hearing at times. You feel me? Now, just because LeVar could do it, now because we know Tina was out teaching while LeVar was training. So he had the boys with him majority of the time while Tina was out teaching, working a 9 to 5 and doing what she wanted to do. Because that's what Tina went to college for, right? To be educated. So on the weekends, they spent the time together as a family.
Right.
So LeVar was doing what he wanted to do. He had a passion to train youngsters so they could be, better men.
Right.
So Tina and LeVar was both doing their things separately with a passion, and then they joined together with the boys to go watch them play basketball together.
Right. Exactly.
The Angelo situation is not like that because he didn't come into that relationship with a plan. Lonzo Ball did not go into Denise as they was high school sweethearts with a plan. So when Zoe comes out, now all hell break loose with Denise. And like you said, she called him a deadbeat.
Yeah.
Knowing she was lying because she wanted to hurt him and hurt his image. So what is that? That's a scorned woman. Because now you're trying to put a narrative out there that is false and trying to destroy my reputation.
Right.
And mess up my brand.
Right. A woman scorn.
Because Lonzo was a brand.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
So that's a woman scorn.
Yep.
And now Nikki Baby is a woman scorn. So you got two women and a dude. What's the dude named Mavis or something? Mavis versus. Talking about he didn't know who Jello was. Come on, man. See how these niggas be out here lying?
Ain't never heard nothing about that. What's going on with that? Who is this?
Man, because Nikki Baby was outside with this dude Mavis something. Mavis versus or whatever his name is.
Okay.
And so people start speculating that's her new dude. So Mavis X.
Okay.
Sent Jello text messages about Nikki Baby being with this guy in public. And Jello responded by saying she probably was cheating even when she was pregnant. She probably was fucking other niggas while she was pregnant. Now, Liangelo's not stupid. He's 25, but he's not stupid. A woman in the industry. Now, remember, I should be in Hollywood. For those who didn't know, I should be in Hollywood or Hollyweird. It was never anything for me, right? Because it's too weird. People want you to be gay, even though they're not trying to stick it to you. They want you to stick it to them and talk about that you're not gay if you do that, because you are the puncher. You're only gay if you're the receiver. No, it takes two to be gay. So they try to trick you and stuff like that, right? And then if you do it, they'll put you in certain situations like. I was a cameraman or whatever, you get different gigs and you be able to travel, be on runways, do the modeling runways and be able to report from those type of locations, which is a bunch of gay people. Okay, cool. That's what you want to be. That's that. But you shouldn't try to turn nobody into that. So my point is this. Liangelo's not stupid. He knows that industry is a cesspool. He knows that industry is ungodly. He knows in that industry, there is a lot of sex, drugs, and hip-hop. He knows this. He's not stupid. So if Nikki Baby out here doing these big moves, it's a possibility that in order for her to get on, she got to get on top.
I hear you. It's the only way.
Because that's how the industry works. That's how it operates.
Only way you can get on is to work your way in, or you be born into it.
It's called a casting couch, and that's for males and females. It ain't just for females; it's for both. It's called a casting couch because you got heterosexuals in the industry, and you got bisexuals that's in the industry, and you got straight up gays in that industry, and everybody wants the new fish that comes to town. Everybody wants to introduce the new fish to the big dogs.
Oh yeah, I understand. I get that part. That was one of the reasons why all those groups of the '80s didn't make it so far because they were mostly male groups, and you understand me. And they sit up there, they go along with the program as far as the producers was trying to stick it to it because of the fact that they were the ones that was running things. They could make their decisions to make their careers go this way or that way. They make a whole group go single. With one person come out like a Lotto Richie, or don't nobody come out because they got the power. That's how it works. Dex. Yeah, you right. The Eds don't know that out there, especially dealing with that song he just gets. So right now he's getting used to the music aspect of it and how they get out and how they get there.
Exactly. So let's go back because I know Liangelo is such a cheesy topic because he got the song Tweaker that's going crazy. It's an international banger, and then he come out with this new song called what's it? Please something, right? It's kind of raunchy, you know. He put out a snippet video. Lonzo reposted where he got the girls going up and down on the pole. See, I used to have that. I used to live that lifestyle. I used to be in the strip clubs.
I told you that's why I'm trying to wake you up, make sure that you know what you're talking about, Dex. I'm telling you, I know I ain't stupid to you. I know you ain't. I know you got that halo over your head, but that halo ain't always been on your head.
Now I used to be in them strip clubs, and I was a dirty man. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't no pervert or nothing,
right.
But I was a dirty man.
No, you wasn't the dirtiest.
You know, I wasn't doing no underage type shit. You know what I'm saying? But I was in them strip clubs with them young girls, man. I was watching them shake their money maker.
Yeah, that's why I say. That's why I say.
And I was tipping.
You might be in the world, but you really don't want to be of the world because you know the world.
Can you please? Yeah, that's the name of it. Thank you, Rap God.
Yeah.
Can you please? So, and Gorilla is shaking her tail fin. So with the metal, we have to ask ourselves what's going on with Lamelo Ball, right? I'm talking about on the court, not off the court, because off the court he's pretty mild mannered, right? But on the court, we seeing a slippage of play. So I was very curious of why Lamelo Ball after the Laker game. Listen to this. This could be somewhat conspiratorial. Help me if I'm being too conspiratorial, because I'm trying not to be. After the All-Star break, the Lakers played a makeup game to the Pelicans. I mean, not Pelicans, the Hornets. And this was a game they were supposed to play during the fires, the LA fires.
Okay.
So it got postponed. And LaMelo came out and showed us a doozy. Defeated LeBron and Luka, crossed Luka up. I mean, just made Luka look silly, like he was out there on roller skates.
Yeah.
They won the game.
Okay.
And since that game, LaMelo has been a shell of himself. Miles Bridges.
Hey, Dex, you know, since that game, the All-Star game came in, everything, you know what I'm saying? We seen how that played out and everything, you know what I'm saying? He done already made his splash. It's time to take a little, let everybody, get their bearings right. How about that? I think that's what that was. That's what I thought it was.
Miles Bridges, right?
Yeah.
Miles Bridges has resurfaced to be the Miles Bridges of 2021.
All right.
In 22 season. Miles Bridges, I believe, this is only speculation. This I have no ties to any facts here, only speculation. But I'm old enough to notice there has been a tremendous difference in the play of Miles Bridges and his aggressiveness.
Okay.
I think Miles Bridges is back on the bottom.
Oh, the bottom?
I think Miles Bridges said, fuck it, man. He said, Rich Paul, I'm trying to do the best I can, but it's making me too soft. I need my drink.
Oh, okay.
So he, overnight, has turned into a manimal, a man animal out there on the hardwood. I have no facts. It's only speculation and conjecture that Miles Bridges lemonade is tainted.
Boy, I'll tell you. Can I respond to that?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. My living ain't tainted, so I don't know. I'm
But
trying to,
you ain't out here playing
I'm,
like Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges is dunking with the left hand and the right hand.
I'm trying,
When the
I'm,
last time we saw that in a season?
I don't know what to tell you, Dex, about that. You got me on that one. What Melo doing? Melo hurt right now or
Man,
something?
Melo ain't hurt, man.
All right,
I mean, not to the point where you can't play. If you
right,
suit up, you ain't hurt.
right.
Listen, this is what I think. And let me propose this. Listen, chat, please follow me on this. And correct me if I'm going off the third rail.
I think you're going off, but go ahead. Don't go all the way off.
Okay, save me then, Uncle Vert.
Yeah.
Listen, LaMelo Ball. This is going to be crazy. What Charlotte? How many games Charlotte got left? About 9 games left
Yeah,
before their season is over.
yeah.
LaMelo Ball might be headed to the Chicago Bulls. LaMelo Ball have worn out his welcome in the Queen City.
Why you say that?
How do you come to that conclusion, Dex?
Yeah. What make you think so? What would make you say something ridiculous as that, Dex?
When I watch the Hornets, right? I can't watch a full game of the Hornets. I gotta be honest. I do watch it, you know, in snippets. I watch a little bit, go to YouTube or something, come back, look at the box score, watch a little bit, you know.
Hey,
It's hard for me to watch it.
Dex, before you go there right there about what you watched, not about what you heard, but about what you said you watched. You made a point to say that. But then you know what the word is around the NBA?
Say that again.
The word is around the NBA is LaMelo ain't gonna never make an all-star team or nothing like that. You understand me?
Oh no, that's not no. No, he's gonna make an all-star.
The fact that his team is not winning.
Yeah, he's gonna make he's gonna make an all-star. But listen, hold on one second. Rap God said there's rumors about Melo getting traded to the Bulls.
He ain't gonna be started though all-star like he's supposed to have been. That's my point.
Oh, okay.
I
but
know he made an all-star team. I say he ain't gonna be started like he's supposed to be doing.
Okay, got you.
He ain't gonna get nothing he's supposed to be getting because of the fact he out there in Charlotte. I said, goddamn, don't bring him to Chicago. Let Chicago come to him.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you right now. And listen, I know it sounds absurd because Thunder said, "Nah, Dex, I don't know about that. They all in on Giddy. I don't believe that. Giddy is not a Chicagoan. He would never be accepted in Chicago.
That could go no further. You got me twisted. Let his brother come over there with him. After that, anything after that is irrelevant.
Listen, come on, man.
Because right here, what you said is ridiculous.
You sound preposterous right now.
Giddy ain't doing nothing in Chicago. That he can do it in Charlotte to make a difference.
Let me lay that to rest, Uncle Vert, because I need to be in the tombstone. You, Uncle Vert, you sound very preposterous right now, thinking that Lonzo, thinking that Lonzo going to leave the Chicago Bull medical staff after they've been journaling his surgery since he's been back. You think he's going to take that and go over to the Hornets? With all the injuries that they got?
He's doing it in Chicago.
That's what I'm saying. Chicago was
under limited minutes.
No, Lonzo's a starter over there now. Listen,
under limited minutes, he ain't getting started minutes.
Next year that'll change.
Wait,
but listen,
let's slow down. He ain't getting started minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Whatever. I don't expect him to get started minutes.
Prime, and I'm saying he ain't getting started minutes.
Listen, I'm not mad at Lonzo minute restriction, whatever you want to call it, right? But he have cracked the starting lineup, and that's miraculous in itself, coming from the nature of the medical miracle that he have undergone to even crack the starting lineup, right? They have traded pieces in order for Lonzo to assert himself into the starting lineup to be a mentorship for Matisse Bugilis.
They assured themselves, not traded pieces. They assured themselves.
Well, okay, we ain't finna go through that. We done went through that already, Bert. We talking about LaMelo.
See, Dex.
No, let's talk about LaMelo. Lonzo is already there. Listen to
Back
my proposal, and then
in the
you give
first,
your proposal.
Jackson, let me just say, can I say this? Look, in the
Because you
first
just
place,
being combative.
This is where the Bulls organization assure themselves as far as Lonzo Ball is concerned. They ensure themselves where they can make sure that this income now is fixed. So right now, from what they do from now on, that they'll be able to work that not only into their situation where they can be comfortable at, but into where they can get rid of him at any time from whomever for less than nothing. They couldn't get rid of him at first with that under contract he had. Now he getting half of that, but he still stand with that same team. I just stuck around and waited to the end of the season and worked my way into free agency. But I ain't
Well,
Lonzo Ball.
I don't know why you think like that, because to me that's insidious. This team waited for you to heal and went through 3 surgeries with you. Then you're gonna talk about you're gonna bounce and take chances with another medical staff who have no record of dealing with that type of situation. Come on, man, that's not how life works. Life don't work like that. You gotta stick with what's a sure thing. You gotta have a bird in the hand, not 2 in the bush. That's how life really works.
What difference is Lonzo Ball medical condition is different than anybody else's condition? He got the same
What?
kind
Are
of
you
injury.
serious? Wait. Are you serious, Uncle Vern?
Yeah, what kind of injury?
You sounded very incredulous. There's no way you can ask that question with a cogent attitude,
Well,
because
let's just see if you can answer
this
that.
is rare.
Why is it different?
Lonzo Ball is in rare, uncharted territory. What do you mean was different? Come on,
In what way? Index in what way?
Uncle
As
Vern.
far
You
as his
gotta be kidding
injury
me.
pertaining to anybody else's, what way?
Uncle
He
Vern,
got
you gotta be kidding me, man. This man have a dead person ligaments or tendons in his knee, a cadaver in his knee. Come on, Uncle Vern. They have already said this is unprecedented.
Okay.
If something is unprecedented, that means it hasn't been done before.
Right, okay.
So what you mean was different? Everything about that reconstructed knee is different, Uncle Vern. Stop it.
Okay.
This is the first and only time this has happened. And Lonzo having this much success with it, it's a miracle in the making. Nobody had Lonzo bouncing back from this. I'm not going to say nobody, but the overwhelming majority didn't have Lonzo coming back from this. And you should know this because you read the clippings.
What I read and what I understood was this right here, Dex, that he had injury to his knee. You understand me? And they did the surgery on it. And the first time, it didn't take well. This second time, he's coming around, and he's coming around good. They take, like you said, the Chicago
This
Bulls
is the third.
Loaded the shoulder. I get
third,
that.
Uncle Vern, third surgery, 3 fingers.
All right, third one.
Third surgery.
I get that part.
And if the Chicago, this scares me about you, Uncle Vern. You are telling me that if somebody stick with you through thick and thin, as soon as you get back thick, you out. There's no loyalty. That's what you're telling me right now. So you don't give the other person who stuck with you the benefit of the doubt to benefit once you got sick again. But when you was thin, you let everyone roll with the punches with you.
Now, if you expect me to take my half of my salary, cut my whole entire salary down into half from 23 some odd millions or 21 odd millions of dollars down to what, 11 or 10? No, that don't work.
Okay, Uncle Vern, let me share this with you then.
Not as long as I have an opportunity to take my services elsewhere. And still do the rehab and everything else, but take my services elsewhere. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't take no pay cut, no. Because they have to look at everything. You have to take everything else into consideration. His main reason for going there because of Zach LaVine and how everything was going with the situation, with the organization and everything. That's dead and stanky now. That ship done sailed. So right now,
Uncle Vern,
wait.
Uncle Vern, please listen to this right here.
They're in the process of trying to figure out who's going to be their guard. And they
Uncle
got
Vern,
like about 4 or 5 of them up there that's average.
Please let me share this with you, Uncle Vern.
Go ahead.
When it comes to Lonzo Ball, right? We're going to get back to Lamelo Ball. Because you done took this on the tangent and you do this shit all the time. Sometimes it's frustrating.
I know how to change the conversation about certain things. I get that part. I get that all right.
But let me share this with you about partnership.
All right.
The Chicago Bulls and Lonzo Ball had engaged in a partnership. Chicago Bulls held their end of the bargain
Same
despite.
kind of partnership
Well,
Luca was in
see,
with
can
Dallas.
I finish?
Yeah.
Wait, why are you talking about Luca? What that got to do with it?
Because
Luca cooking your team right
everybody
now.
and their mama said they never seen that coming, but it came anyway.
Nah, man,
They said
you on some
they
other
said
stuff.
that situation.
Stick
They
to
said
the
that
topic,
situation
Uncle
ain't
Vern.
never happened in the history of NBA basketball, but it happened.
Uncle Vern, stick to the topic.
I mean, that is the topic. Ain't
No, it's
nobody
not.
guaranteed for
We
nothing.
talking Lonzo Ball and his partnership with the
Uh,
Chicago Bulls.
that's
Please
business.
subscribe to Flight Sports TV, hit the like button, and leave a comment.
You don't take no
Right
pay
now,
cut.
right now, listen,
At business, you don't take no pay cut to make
talking
another
about don't take no pay cut.
organization to make an organization happy
Uncle
or make
Vern,
your company
you're not
happy.
sounding, you're not sounding right now.
I mean,
You're sounding like you
in any
sounding like
case,
your mind is wilding
if
out.
you go work at Kmart, you don't take no pay cut to make sure everybody else be able to be happy. I mean, who's everybody else? The owners of the goddamn
No, that's listen.
employees.
Hold on, it's the difference. Listen to what I'm trying to explain to you. You can't use Walmart or Target or any of those type of places because that's not a partnership. That's
He said
employee and employer,
Lonzo Ball is
right?
partnership there with the Bulls.
The Chicago Bulls and Lonzo Ball is a partnership because Lonzo Ball is an independent contractor.
To a certain
So
not yet, but he will be because they're gonna drop him
no,
immediately.
every basketball player is an
They can
independent
drop
contractor, dude.
right now. They can drop him right now, and it ain't got to be another team to come pick
Uncle
him
Vern,
up.
you can be
They
very
can get
difficult
rid
at
of him
times.
because he ain't worth nothing. It ain't gonna be no loss. Right now, they can just get rid of his contract. Now the boy, he can go wherever he wants to. They can do that right now, tax free.
Okay, we're
That's
going to move
my
on from that
point, Jay.
because I'm not going to arm wrestle you all night on this subject because you get traumatized when it comes to Lonzo not going to Charlotte. But let me finish what I was trying to say before Uncle Vern
Okay, go
put
ahead,
that
Jay.
on the tangent. Now, with Lamelo Ball, right?
Yeah.
This is my proposal. The Chicago Bulls have two first round picks that they drafted that's from the good old state of North Carolina, and one of them is from the Queen City himself. That's Kobe White, Patrick Williams. Kobe White and Patrick Williams would be perfect in a Hornets uniform to bring them over so LaMelo can be extracted. LaMelo's too flashy for Charlotte. LaMelo team wants LaMelo in a different market, preferably a large market, so they can expand the brand. Not LaMelo's brand, but their brand. Because LaMelo brand is global. No matter what market LaMelo's in, his brand is global. But his team, the people that feeds off LaMelo, need to be in an expansive market, most likely a large metropolitan city like a Chicago. Chicago don't have no star. That's not right for that city. Chicago is the third largest market in the United States, and it's a seaport. It's a pillared city. It needs a star. And if you think Josh Giddey is that, you got to be one of the biggest idiots on earth. Josh Giddey is not what the Chicagoans, Sea Red Nation, needs or want. He would never be accepted wholeheartedly. I don't care what numbers they try to inflate for this dude. I know Chicago feels Josh Giddey is a little bit more potent than Matisse Buzelis, but Matisse Buzelis is coming on strong. They don't need another Caucasian there. What they need there is some flash, and you're not getting that from Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey gives you little mellow numbers. Listen to me. Josh Giddey gives you little mellow numbers. 19, 10, 8. LaMelo will give you, in that Chicago Bulls uniform, under that Billy Donovan offense, without the sporadic play of Kobe White, LaMelo will continue to give you between 28 and 30, 8 in 7 on an every night basis and will be an instant all-star. Lamelo will give you ungodly numbers playing with the Chicago Bulls. And I'm talking about you trade Patrick Williams, you trade Kobe White, and you use Josh Giddey. If you don't trade him, sign and trade him, you use Josh Giddey as fish bait. So if they don't want Kobe White, if they don't want Patrick Williams, which I know the Hornets would take Patrick Williams because I think Miles Bridges is going, he's going off into the sunset. If the Hornets was right, you would get Patrick Williams, you would get Kobe White, you would get some draft picks from the Chicago Bulls, and the Chicago Bulls got Giddey to sign and trade to get those draft picks to help facilitate the trade and to equalize the gap with the money. And LaMelo can walk over to Chicago and play with Lonzo, play with Matisse Buzelis. You're going to keep, hopefully they keep Collins. Hopefully they even keep Vooch. If I was Chicago, I would keep Vooch in the locker room. And you got Phillips, and you got Smith, and you got Trey Jones. Chicago will be a 6 seed, and at the bottom of their play, they will be a 7 seed and enter the tournament with the home court advantage. Can you imagine that team with LaMelo, Lonzo, Trey Jones, Matisse Buzelis, Julian Phillips, Smith, and Vooch, as well as Collins? That would be a superior Chicago Bulls team. The speed of that team will be a reclamation reverberating throughout the NBA.
Hey, Dex. You maybe you be able to answer what's the name? Thunder. He said that I was wrong. OG Lonzo went through some Frankenstein stuff. I don't get that. What they mean by that Frankenstein stuff? What do you think he did?
Because of his knee. Because of surgery to his knee. They use a cadaver and took the cartilage out of a cadaver and inserted with Lonzo, and so far it has integrated very well. And Lonzo had no issues with that knee, a little swelling here and there, but that's normal with any knee.
Yeah,
but outside of that,
I remember Stephen A was trying to make a big deal out of his knee and stuff like that, but I didn't know nothing about those stills and those still cells.
The Bucks are up on the Lakers. Yeah, the Lakers are out 3 of their starters. So I don't expect the Lakers to win that Bucks game. I think the Lakers will slide a little bit until LeBron and Rudy and Jackson Hayes all come back, and then they will take off. But so you can trade for LaMelo in the offseason because I think LaMelo will be a hard target for the Bulls in the offseason. But keep in mind, the Clippers are going to invite themselves in there, and you're going to have Sacramento invite themselves in there. So you're going to have some teams fishing for LaMelo Ball in the summer. And LaMelo knows this. But the thing about it is this right here. LaMelo got to finish the season healthy. Don't shut him down. He has to finish the season healthy and go into the summer and work on moving those slippers. And he will be able to do that with Lonzo because Lonzo will have a healthy offseason. Right now, Lonzo's wrist is a little tender. And so the Bulls decided, to shut it down, but not shut him down for the season, but shut him down for these few games. And let's see what these youngsters will do. Because Brooklyn, they slipping away. Philly done collapsed. And the Raptors finally came back to earth. So the Bulls look like they're going to be in the play-in. And so this will be the first time for Lonzo Ball in his career that he made the postseason. And if the Bulls have an inkling of improvement in this playing game, I think LaMelo will be so enthused that he will probably accept the trade to the Chicago Bulls. And if the Hornets wants to have their young coach to have younger players so that way he can influence them. Miles Bridges and LaMelo Ball is gone. And they can use Miles Bridges like Sam Presley used George when he acquired Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Got Shea as a sophomore and all of the Clippers first round picks for Paul George. They could use Miles Bridges in that same way if they're smart. But it's the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, when you say smart and Charlotte Hornets together in a sentence, people will think you're crazy. But I think Jeff Peterson should be bold enough to entrust Coach Charles Lee with a youthful team. And LaMelo and Miles are not a part of that team. That's my proposal, Uncle Vern.
I get it. I like Melo out there. I like Melo out there in Chicago. I like him out there.
Can you imagine LaMelo Ball in Chicago Bulls uniform? You know what that apparel would do? And see,
brother, Dex.
Yeah, with his brother, of course. And Lonzo gonna give Lonzo gonna tell LaMelo shoot every shot, basically.
He ain't got to tell him. The team gonna tell him.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Chicago is a prideful city, right? Shout out to John Batiste, who founded Chicago. A free Frenchman, black Frenchman that founded Chicago.
Yeah.
That right there will resuscitate LaMelo as well as Billy Donovan. I think Billy Donovan's career will be saved by LaMelo Ball going over to Chicago Bulls. And I think that LaMelo Ball would be more reinvigorated playing with his brother. Because Lonzo knows exactly how he plays, and it takes a lot of pressure off of LaMelo. Because LaMelo's over there in Charlotte. Charlotte's not giving him nothing. Who Charlotte gave him? Grant Williams, Trey Mann. We ain't talking about the people they traded.
$200 and some odd $1 million.
Mark Williams. Well, he's going to get that anyway. It didn't matter. Just like Tyrese Halliburton got it anyway. It didn't matter. Mark Williams. They gave him Mark Williams. Tijan Salam. What's another boy named? KJ Simpson. Musa Diabate. And some more G Leaguers. Nick Smith Jr. How you expect to win like that? When LaMelo is amongst his peers and seeing his peers at 6 seeds, seeing his peers at 4 seeds, seeing his peers at 2 seeds, and you're giving me a bunch of G Leaguers. The only G Leaguer is Miles Bridges right now, right?
Yeah,
and maybe Mark Williams.
Miles Bridges.
Brandon Miller is out, so you can't count him. He's out for the season.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Get LaMelo out of there. Extract LaMelo, Chicago, not the Clippers, Chicago. Extract LaMelo. Do what you can. Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley get a plan together to go and extract LaMelo out as if he was a hostage and you guys are militia.
Dex, can I say this? Let me say this right fast because I'm going over what you said right now. See how that makes sense. You see Charlotte doing Chicago a favor. They're the same conference, but you don't see them do the Clippers a favor. But they're in another conference. They ain't got nothing to do with them. You only go see LaMelo 2 years of the season of a year instead of 4 years. And you gonna let him go out there with his brother. Instead of trying to get his brother, bring him out there to you. I'll be able to tell you. And you go to the Kobe White, you go to the oh, that's right, the Williams guy. The one that don't get no points but play half-ass defense. That's the one. Yeah, that's right.
Because that's the system. Remember, Laurie Marketing was in that system, and he didn't thrive either. As soon as Laurie Marketing left that system and became a Cleveland Cavalier, he thrived, and then got traded to Utah for Donovan Mitchell and company, and he became an all-star.
Right.
So sometimes it's the fit.
And the reason what was bothering him in the first place was consistency.
Yeah, it's all about the fit.
Yeah.
And I think Patrick Williams coming back home, I think he'll be reinvigorated and will be a different player playing in front of his home crowd. And I think the Charlotte Hornets will welcome Patrick Williams as well as Kobe White. Because Kobe White can score. You're not getting anybody that can't score. Kobe White can score.
That's your professional opinion?
No, that's my proposal.
Oh.
Nothing professional. This is a proposal.
I'm sorry. Sound professional to me.
But I just want to get on record. As crazy as it sounds, I just want to get on record that Chicago Bulls should wholeheartedly pursue LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, I agree, but I think, I really don't.
What was Derrick Rose number?
I think the Charlotte Hornets,
that might be a problem. Derrick Rose number might be a problem.
Just try real hard to pursue Lonzo Ball. That's what I think, and I think all the things that you think can work out in Chicago with LaMelo out there can work with LaMelo out there in Charlotte with Lonzo and Bridges.
Mm.
Yeah. See, instead of sitting up there trying to make the world change, just change the world about. Instead of trying to bring Muhammad to the mountain, bring the mountain to Muhammad.
Well, you know what? It could be a 3-team trade because I know Charlotte wants Zion, which I don't think is going to happen. But you can send Miles Bridges to New Orleans and bring Zion to the Hornets.
Yeah. I don't think Charlotte wants Zion like that. I don't think they're willing to go break the bank like that because I think they really don't have that much confidence in him like that. And by them being a young organization, they can't take too many foolish chances. That'd be a foolish chance because they don't have the personnel to fit around him. Period.
Because the money would match, right? Because Zion would cancel out LaMelo, and Miles Bridges would cancel out Kobe White, Patrick Williams, and future draft picks. So it could work with those 3 teams.
You think a whole lot about a Kobe White and Patrick Williams. You really
Because they North Carolina. That's what. Listen, North Carolina folks, they don't like all that flashy stuff. That's why Cam Newton got in so much trouble. They just don't like flashy. They just want you to put your head down and go to work and don't say nothing.
When you be set casting it out like that, when you use them because you using what you really are doing is using their what they're getting paid. They they what's the name thing? They salary. So you use the 2 salaries, Patrick Williams and Kobe Bryant's salary will compare to who's on the on Charlotte Hornets? Oh, that's right.
Miles Bridges.
Oh, Miles Bridges.
Right. So, and then Zion will cancel out LaMelo.
No, because that's a 3-team thing. I get it. All right.
That's just my proposal. You know what I'm saying? Call me crazy, but I just think that Chicago Bulls should really pursue.
Crazy, ludicrous, or ridiculous. Which one you want?
Or you can even get Josh Giddey over there, right? Josh Giddey would be perfect. Because Josh Giddey ain't gonna say nothing. He look a little weird, but he's not gonna say anything.
Hey, I noticed you holding on the boots. Why you keep holding on the boots?
Well, I didn't like Vooch. You know I didn't like Vooch for a while.
I know it.
But Vooch, as I watch Chicago Bulls while Vooch is playing, Vooch is good. He's way better than I expected. Since there's no Zach LaVine and there's no DeMar DeRozan, Vooch is getting high double-doubles, man. His defense ain't nothing. But as far as offense, and you got to respect him in that paint.
He couldn't do all that with good competition. Now all of a sudden, everybody go. Now he just started to keep up. Tell you what, and they be there out the way.
There's more space. You got to remember the way the Chicago, Murguy used to say, they play the horn. They run the horn offense. So there's more space with Vooch. Whereas at first, DeMar DeRozan was a cog in that system, and Vooch was just in no man's land a lot of time. Okay. And then he didn't get the touches.
Okay.
Okay, you guys, I'm out, man. Cheers to everybody, but I got to go.
Please
All
subscribe to
right.
Flight Sports TV, hit the like button, and leave a comment.
I tell you, I've been looking forward to this conversation for a long time. I ain't even got to
We love you, baby. You took all the time.
Flight Sports